A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome. Time for Amanda Hall Psychic with Amanda Hall. Live from AmandaHallPsychic.com.au. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is Amanda Hall Psych on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Welcome to A1R Psychic Radio, here with Amanda Hall Psychic, all the way from the Gold Coast here in Australia. And it's absolutely a fantastic autumn or fall day here on the Gold Coast. A little bit overcast, a little bit showery, but the temperature's still a very pleasant temperature. I mean, most people are reaching for a jumper. So far, I haven't really done that. It's just sort of cooling down just sort of slightly. So I hope wherever you are in this amazing globe of ours, you've had a pretty awesome sort of week. Look, I know people are getting a little bit frustrated and everybody's sort of getting a little bit sick of being restricted in some form or another around the world, but we really are all in this together. And it really is about not just looking after our own health and the health of our immediate family and our household, but everyone else as well. And I think that's the thing that we all need to get on top of, is the fact that we're not just looking after us, we're looking after everyone else. It's a sort of an I and you situation. And it's difficult sometimes because we all want to sort of break free and get out there as the weather's nice and you want to go for a walk on the beach or in the park or in the mountains, or just get out and get some fresh air and sort of feel like you can break those shackles. So it's interesting this week, the card I've drawn before the show from the Secrets of Tarot deck is the 8 of Swords. Now, I thought this was extremely apt to all the messages I've had in my inbox this week of everybody feeling frustrated. It's the card of frustration and feeling bound and gagged. Now, I feel the frustration is us all being locked away or not being able to get about our lives in the way that we want to do. And it's interesting when someone takes something from you or says, no, you can't do that, all of a sudden it becomes the number one focus in your mind, in your life, of wanting to be able to do that. So this feeling of feeling bound and gagged and not being able to speak up or break free of the restrictions is very, very apt at the moment. So for those of you that are interested during this lockdown period, wherever you are in the world, to learn tarot, I do have 2 Secrets of Tarot sets and also 2 Simply Tarot sets. If you just want to head to my website after the show, that'd be great. So we've got a lot to cover this week astrologically. And first and foremost, I want to talk about the new moon that's coming up in Gemini on Saturday, wherever you are around the world. So we're slowly going to start to feel the influences of the new moon from Thursday. So when I work with a new moon, I like to work with a 7-day cycle, 2 days on the approach, 3 days of the moon, and then 2 days on the departure. So why is this new moon so important? Well, the reasons why it's so important is it's new. It means a freshness. It's an opportunity for us to take a different perspective or look at something through a different lens. Now, the fact that it's in Gemini is asking us to put our thinking cap on to allow new ideas. Gemini is the sign of versatility. It is an air sign, so it's about ideas. It's about looking around in our local environment for answers or suggestions or ways to motivate ourselves. So it's really important because the new moon is asking us to think more locally, maybe shop more locally, put our focus on our spending in our local economy rather than purchasing something from overseas. I think it's a great time that, we can utilize this time, even if we don't physically go out, but start researching online about how to bring more localized products into our lives and stimulate our own economies in our own regions and then collectively in our own country or continent. That's really important. But it also joins 2 planets that are really sort of having an impact at the moment for us. And one is the planet Mercury. Mercury is actually conjunct or holding hands the planet of Venus, of love and affection. Now, I spoke about Venus last week going retrograde for the next couple of months, And it's a time when we're really sort of being asked to delve inside ourselves and look at what makes a smile on our face. What do we really love? What is really important to us? And it's going to be a little bit prickly around the edges, and there's going to be things there that you're going to find about yourself or people that are closest to you that you don't particularly like. But because it's in Gemini, it's asking us to maybe allow a lot of this chatter to come and go with these ideas. We don't need to take on board all of them. It's like a process of elimination, deciding what we're going to keep and what we're going to throw out in the trash or the garbage tin, and what we're going to hang on to and maybe develop. Now, when you get this conjunct with the planet of communication, it's going to be a little bit tricky. There may be some difficult conversations there with people in our household, people that we're closest to, and not just because we've all been in confined quarters together. But you add the new moon to that, and then we add another dimension of emotion. So it's a time to sort of be a little bit flexible. Maybe make sure you've got your listening ears on. Don't just sort of half listen and go, yeah, 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 and you think you know what they're talking about and you're not, because you might find that you're agreeing to or saying something that you don't really mean. So it's really, really important over this next 7 days to make sure that our communication is crystal clear. Now, on a global level, and we've been talking about the pandemic for weeks now, I feel that we're going to see a lot of our leaders around the world come out and make some pretty profound sort of statements. I'm not necessarily going to say we're going to agree with them all or even understand their concept of the reasons why. In the last 24 hours and the little bits and pieces of news I've gathered around the world, it seems to be all our leaders are on this kick of running out there and outdoing each other to say, I am the strongest and I am the fittest and aren't I tough and aren't I wonderful. If they'd only apply that principle to running their own respective countries and all banding together to try and get some solutions to this pandemic, that might be a better use of energy. That's just my personal opinion. Of course, we still have Pluto, the planet of transformation, conjunct or leading the way now with Jupiter in Capricorn. So it's like Pluto is really going to sort of ramp up, transforming the globe, showing us what we need to do to heal. And there's going to be some tough lessons in all of this. And there's going to be people that are going to come out with some very wild and strange statements, and others are going to be thought-provoking. And some of them are going to go, oh, okay, hadn't thought of it that way. So there's something in there for everyone. So I think the most important thing is just to stay true to yourself. Don't sort of put anything into the too hard basket. Put it to one side if it's difficult. The other thing astrologically I'd like to quickly touch on, we have, when we look at an astrological chart, it's the 360-degree circumference of a circle. Now, when an astrologist says that we've got all the planets all bunched up into sort of half the chart, what does that mean? And we're actually experiencing that at the moment. It means, yes, we've got a concentration of energy. Yes, it does mean that tempers can overspill and people can be a little bit more full-on animated, in your face, sort of really jockeying for position. But on the flip side of that, and the more positive side of that, is it gives us the opportunity to explore things that are unknown or been hidden, or to just sort of delve into other areas that maybe we haven't had the opportunity or the time to do before. So it's really exciting and really interesting that we may just, over the next couple of weeks, get some amazing breakthroughs. I have a new rule in my house. If you watch an hour of news, you have an hour of music. I think everything has to be balanced. You can't just keep having doom and gloom and negativity and watching the death toll rise around the world and starting to feel a little bit helpless. Yes, we all need to be informed. Yes, I think we all need to have a very broad view of what's taking place, not just in our own backyard, but overseas as well. But then I balance that with an hour of music, of something uplifting, something that makes my heart sing, and even sometimes some frivolous sort of songs that just make you smile. So I feel that that's very important. So the candle of the week that I've chosen this week, and I know I seem to be choosing this one a lot lately, is My Angel in the Sky. Now, I have My Angel in the Sky burning at the back of the set here, and I will continue to do that for a little while now, while we're going through the worst of this COVID-19. The reasons why I chose this candle again this week is I feel that we do need to honour those people that we have lost. Around the world, we've collectively lost an awful lot of people. And I think each and every one of those people is important. We need to honour them. We need to respect that their families are really, really struggling at this time. to come to terms with their loss. It doesn't matter whether somebody was old and they were at the end of their life. It is still a loss. It's still a tragedy, and it still isn't what we consider to be natural. You know, if they naturally died of a heart attack or died in their sleep, we accept that. But when somebody's taken out in this way with something that we can't control, it makes it much, much more difficult. Now, for our friends and our family in the US, this weekend is a very important weekend on your calendar. I know it's your, oh, no, I've completely forgotten. It's a very special weekend where you honour your veterans. Memorial Day, that's it. I knew it was really important. And it's an important weekend where I think where families are going to get out and spend some time together. But we need to remember why these holidays particularly are so important. It's so we don't forget those that have gone before us and given us this freedom that we now know in the globe. So we need to honour those people as well that sacrificed their lives for us around the world. And it's not just the US. I know it's your holiday, but we can all join in, I think, collectively around the globe and remember those that have fallen. So I made up the gift box set again with the healing candle, my angel in the sky, and I also threw love in there because I think love is what makes the world go round. Pardon me. And I think we all need to acknowledge that. We all need to work with love in our lives. And if we do that, we will find that we can bring much more peace into our lives in a very, very positive way. So we're going to go on to our first caller, which is Ginger in Fayetteville in Tennessee. Are you there, Ginger?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have a question I can work with, sweetie?
Yes, ma'am. I just recently lost my brother about a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks ago. And I just want to make sure that, because I just lost my dad a year and a half ago. So I just want to make sure that they're both together and, you know, that they come and visit me and let me know that they're here.
Okay, Ginger. Look, it's always difficult to sort of connect through to the other side in such a short space of time. I can guarantee you, sweetheart, in all the years that I've been doing this work, I have never, ever had someone come through from the other side and say, I don't like it over here, it's horrible. Yes, they always are concerned about us that are left here on the planet. They want to make sure that we're happy, we're well adjusted, that we're coping with our grief and our loss. But their major objective is that they're no longer suffering in any way. If they had a physical ailment, if they had an emotional ailment or whatever it was before they left the planet, that's now gone. And that's the important thing that we need to remember. They are always with us. Each person on the other side has their own way of connecting with us. Some people like to do things to annoy you. And I mean that in a loving way. If you were a person that likes all your photos on the mantelpiece straight, and if one's crooked, that really annoys you, they'll come and do that because that's their way of getting your attention. It's their sense of humour from the other side to know that really annoys Ginger, so we'll do it all the more so she'll know we're there. They can also come through to doing, you can be watching a movie, you can be watching something on the telly, and all of a sudden it'll take you back to a memory with them or it'll remind you of them. That's also their way of getting a message through to you. So you've just got to look for signs that make sense to you. I know for me, my late husband has a really unusual way of coming through. He knows that I used to particularly like his pipe tobacco. And it was something, even though I don't smoke anymore, it was always comforting to me. So I know when he's really around me, when he really wants to get my attention, I smell that pipe tobacco. And I always say to him, well, that's lovely, darling, that you put that smell through the house, but how about my lungs? You know, none of us smoke anymore because it's not good for your health. So you've just got to look at things that mean something that is special to you. Look, I know your brother's at peace. I'm not saying he was ready to go. I don't think any of us are ever really ready to leave the planet. But he is at peace. He wants you to find some way of honouring him in a way that's going to bring a smile to your face. Now, that could be something really silly. It could be something that was a personal joke between the two of you that you're able to sort of look at and sort of say, every time I look at that picture or that cartoon or that flower or the dot on the wall that reminds me of you when you burst out laughing.
Yeah, I do that now. Yeah.
But that's how he wants to try and cope with your grief of, try and find the funny side in life. To me, he must have been a person that liked to sort of laugh at things in the face of adversity. He didn't like to think he was controlled by life events. He liked to be the one in the driver's seat. Was that how he was? Yeah, that's how he's coming across now, that sort of like, you don't think this has beaten me, do you? You don't think you got rid of me that quickly? I'm going to be still here to annoy you. Just because I'm not here to take up space, I'm still going to be around. It's interesting, though, because your dad isn't coming through in a way that I would have expected, like he's there, but it's like he's happy to sort of background. Is that how he was in life? Was he happy to just sort of sit in the background and not speak up unless he really had something?
Yes, ma'am, he was exactly like that. Mm-hmm.
Because that's how he's coming across to me now. He's sort of, I'm here and, I'm important, but I haven't got anything to say, so, why bother wasting your breath? But what's something to say?
Yeah, he was exactly like that.
Okay, well, that's how he's coming through to me now, but they're both showing me that there's something going to happen in the warmer months for you. Are you clearing out the closets or something? Are you making changes with where you're living? Because they're saying to me, you can get rid of all that old rubbish.
Yes, we're looking to buy a house
that you don't need anymore. They want you to clear it out.
What, ma'am?
Did you have some old newspapers or magazines or something of your dad?
Yes, I do.
He's saying to me it's time you can let go of some of them too. Like, he's not saying get rid of them all. He's saying keep the ones that are most important to you, but other people can get some joy out of it. He wants them passed on. Even if that's to family members, it doesn't matter. He wants them passed on. He feels that they're rotting. They're not being loved. And he wants to see them loved.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they've gone now, but they were really fun to work with because your brother, he is just larger than life. It's sort of like, well, I've arrived. What are you waiting for? I'm here now.
Yeah. I understand. I understand completely what you're saying.
Good. Well, they're always around you, Ginger. So just, keep strong, keep going forward, and know that their physical body might be gone, but their spirit certainly isn't gone, and they're with you every single day, sweetheart. And they want you to look after yourself. They're telling me that you get a bit slack sometimes at looking after you.
Me and my brother have the same heart defect, and I'm waiting on some tests to come back. Could you tell me how that's going to turn out?
Medical issues by law we're not supposed to talk about, but what I can tell you is your brother's got a big smile on his face when you mentioned those tests. So I'm going to take that from his authority, not mine, that everything's going to be A-OK. They did tell me that you had to look after yourself a little bit more, that you got to put yourself first, but I don't see that as being a negative. I see that as being very much a positive, my love.
Okay.
Okay. You have a great night, Ginger. We're going to move on to Evelyn in Tupelo, Mississippi. Are you there, Evelyn?
Yes, I am. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you, sweetie. How can I help you tonight?
I just need some type of direction. I feel like I'm just existing. I don't know.
I can understand that, Evelyn. A lot of people are sort of feeling that way. And since we've been in lockdown, I think it's brought things like that to the surface, that we now question who we are, where we're going, what we want. But for me, the energy I'm picking up around you, this started sort of about September, October last year. You were starting to question who you were, where you were going, what's my purpose, why am I here? And it's just slowly sort of started to build more momentum. I mean, yes, it's probably become more urgent during the time that you've spent at home, but they're also sort of showing me that you've discovered parts of yourself that, I not so much that you'd forgotten about, but they didn't seem as important. And it's like now I want to bring those to the forefront.
Mm-hmm.
I sort of feel as if you've always been too much of a giver, Evelyn. You've given to everyone else, you've rescued everyone else, but you've forgotten to rescue Evelyn. Would that be a fair comment?
Yes, very, very.
Right, well, they're showing me now that we need to rescue Evelyn. Now, I don't mean that you're in dire straits or anything like that, but it's like put you to the front of the queue. You know, it's what you need, what you require. And you are able now to say no to people. If it doesn't suit you, the answer's no. And the more you practice that word, the more you use it, the easier it's going to get. And you don't have to give them a reason. You've always sort of felt if you couldn't accommodate something that someone wanted, you had to give them an explanation for why, or you'd try and jiggle things around and make it happen for them. Even if you weren't well or you didn't have the time or the money or whatever, you just seemed to put everybody else's needs first. So they're saying to you now, you're the one at the beginning of the queue and at the 10th place in the queue and the 20th place in the queue. It's Evelyn, 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 Evelyn. And that's going to be hard because you've never done that before. So it's really going to take all your energy, all your effort. And the more you start to do that, the easier it'll become. And it's almost like then I get a newfound contentment. It's like, oh, I can exhale and I feel like I can breathe. I don't feel my chest is tight. And I don't mean you've had a tight chest as in being sick. I don't mean it in that way. It's just energy-wise, you've restricted yourself so much that there hasn't been an opportunity there for you to sort of just exhale and say, oh, how nice, I can breathe. And this is what's coming towards you. So in this last couple of months, particularly, Evelyn, have you sort of felt as if you wanted to sort of maybe make a change of residence? Is that something that's been crossing your mind?
Well, that's what I'm trying to do, but with the pandemic, I mean, I had an interview in this location, but it got put on hold due to the fact of the pandemic. So,
okay. Look, I still feel that's going to go ahead. I don't feel we've lost that opportunity or missed it. It's just been postponed, is the way I would like to describe that. Look, I feel towards the end of the month of June, you will have some communication about this. I don't know that you'll be ready to move then, but certainly there will be communication and you will be able to start making some plans. You'll be able to start putting things in place ready to make that transition, to make that change. I'm sort of seeing probably early August is when you can actually physically make the change. And to me, by then, you're more than ready. Like you've had enough time to sort out what you want to take, what you want to give away, what you want to throw out, and you're more than ready in every way, not just on the physical, but emotionally, spiritually, every other way as well. It's a very, very good year for you, Evelyn, because they keep showing me this beautiful, oversized, giant pink heart. When I see that, it either symbolises new love coming into your life, or it can be an overabundance of love coming towards you from many, many areas. I wanted to take the latter with you because I feel with you standing up for yourself and starting to sort of honour who you are, more and more people around you are starting to honour who you are and showing you their gratitude and their love and their respect for you in ways that they've never done before. And that's a good thing. So you've got so much joy in your heart. And it's like it's bursting at the seams that it wants to come out, but it hasn't had an opportunity to do so recently, but it will. And I feel the second half of this year, obviously, is going to be easier than what we've all been through in the first half. But for you on a very personal level, it's like a lot of pieces to a jigsaw puzzle are going to fit into place. I really feel very humbled having this opportunity to work with you, Evelyn, because I think you're such an amazing person and you've given so much to everyone else. It's now time that it must come back to you. It's really, really important. So I hope that's helped you, sweetheart.
Yeah, it does. It very much because as far as, going through reading stuff, I've given up my apartment. I've given away whatever needs to be done. and I'm just in limbo as far as the job so I can finish moving because I have a place to stay when I do move. It's just the job. So
Right.
just wait on that opportunity to present itself to me, and I really appreciate your time. It's really,
Yeah, no,
really
look, I feel
helpful
that
to
there
me.
will be a job there, Evelyn. I think just everything's sort of going to start to slowly come together in the month of June. And sort of, by the time we get to August, it's like you're where you're meant to be in every way, job-wise, move-wise, everything is sort of like, it's like, oh, good, I can exhale now and I can just breathe and get on with the next stage of my life, which is wonderful. So it's really been an honour to work with you, Evelyn, and please stay well and look after your family, sweetheart.
All right, same to you, and I really appreciate you so much.
You're very welcome, sweetheart. So we're sort of coming to the end of the show again, and I just really want to reiterate with everybody, please hold your family, your friends, the people that you love and that are so close and important in your life, and tell them each and every day how important they are, how much you love them. That's the most important thing I think we can all take out of this pandemic. The world needs to heal. We need to heal, and we all need to get back to basics of the things that are important to us. Understanding the value of family and what it is to sit around the kitchen table and have a meal together and have a few laughs and ask how your day's been and help each other through the times where we don't feel emotionally strong. And it has brought a lot of those things to the surface, where a lot of us that thought we were super strong and indestructible like a Mack truck have suddenly realised that we're human like everyone else. And, I've had my bad days too, along with everyone else. But the most important thing is, if we all join hands collectively around the globe before we go to sleep of a night and pray for those that we've lost and pray for the families that are doing it tough and know that we are all in this together and we will come out the other side a much, much better world. I truly believe that. Until next week, bye for now.
listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, Enlightening Television. Welcome. Time for Psychic Paths with Suzanne Marie. Live from PsychicPaths.com. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/Psychic Radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is Psychic Path on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hi, welcome to A1R Psychic Radio. This is Suzanne Marie, and welcome to my show tonight. I hope that all of you are doing well and hanging in there with all the things going on in the world, and I hope that you are all safe and healthy. I just wanted to share a small prayer today because, I'm in need of it. So I'm going to do this little prayer, and then we'll get right down to readings. How's that sound? Okay. So I now ask to be surrounded by divine light with my team of guides, angels, and ascended masters, with the archangels and angels who can meet and support you now. Surround me fully and completely with divine white light. And now, with your breath, just take in your breath and imagine that you're breathing in the white light into your body and exhale. I ask for the highest energy and the highest truth be brought here tonight, and that anything other is not welcomed. I only accept the positive thoughts, actions, and speech. Amen. And I know that you see me as a redhead when naturally I'm a blonde. But I've been kind of flipping out with all this isolation and in shelter placements, and I guess it got the best of me. So I hope that I'm as well as when I was a blonde, and who knows, I might continue to be a blonde, but I needed to spice up and lighten my life. So I hope that we can get past that one, and I hope that you come visit me at www.psychicpaths.com and shoot a message. And I enjoy to hear from you guys. I have Tim from Chicago on the line. Hello?
Hi, Suzanne.
Hi, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Doing well. How can I help you tonight?
Okay. Suzanne, I left a karmic relationship back in late January. I still feel the connection daily, still think about this person often. And my question is, what do I need to know to move forward with my life and leave this connection behind?
Just give me a minute, okay?
Okay.
I'm going to see what I can see. It was a very frustrating relationship.
Yeah.
Did you feel pulled and pushed?
Yeah. There's a lot of that. Quite a bit.
Okay. I want to ask you, what did you learn from it?
A lot about codependency, my own codependency issues. That I was going after people who didn't really reciprocate what I put into the relationship. I gave more than I got back.
Um, and I get from Spirit that you learned that you could let go. I don't think you felt like you could let go at the time. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
You have a heart that wants to be loved, and
Yeah.
probably a heart that doesn't belong in this world. That
Say that again.
feels you're very sensitive. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I want you to know that you've learned your lessons, and that's what that relationship was for. It was not meant to be a forever.
Okay.
You need to be proud of yourself for the things that you did learn. Because I see, even in the frustrating times of push and pull, you were very much reflecting on what you were doing and how you were doing it. Sort of, what do you call it? A school. You went to school with this, and you feel
Mm.
like it's crushed your heart, but actually, it's made you stronger. You know, sometimes when we go through very soul crushing experiences, we believe that we've been broken when in actuality, we've kind of gotten stronger and tougher. And I feel that with
Mm.
you. I think the next time you fall in love, your eyes will be open and you'll know exactly what you want to be attracting.
Okay.
I think in a way
Yeah.
that this has been a blessing. And when you think of it, you think of this relationship, you know, instead of being upset or even, you know, your feelings being obsessed with it, I think you ought to remember just how far you've come because of the relationship. And then there's more and better things coming your way. Somebody out there is going to appreciate your heart. But I don't think that that was going to be possible unless you realized it. And unless you realized what you were attracting. You need to give up.
Oh.
You need to give up pleasing people. You please people, and you seem to ignore the bad parts because if you love all of the person, of course you're going to accept those bad parts. But when you go into a relationship, those bad parts are red flags. They're not meant to be ignored. There were signs, and you didn't pay attention. You didn't want to. Now, the next relationship, you're going to be wiser and smarter about what you want and what you don't want. You have to remember when you're thinking of this relationship, what are you willing to put up with and what aren't you willing to put up with? These are questions that needed to be brought out in you in order for the new person coming in to make it a better relationship. Something you want to attract someone that appreciates your heart. That's why this relationship was hard. This is why it was probably the hardest relationship you've had because it was pure lessons. That's what I get.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it definitely
Um,
felt that way. That's for sure.
you felt like it was a lesson going in while you were in it and as you were leaving. And I think if you think about it, you're in a better place right now, except for the thoughts of that. And when you think of that relationship, I want you to say cancel in your mind because better things are happening. Better things are going to happen. I think
Okay.
that you are going to be one heck of a husband or to somebody, and they're going to appreciate you. And yeah, that karmic relationship was meant just to teach you. That's where the karma comes in. It wasn't what goes around comes around as much as it to evolve you, to evolve your soul to a better person for yourself. You the spirit and God did not want you to become a martyr in relationships. You're meant for better things. Spirit says that you're writing something. Are you writing something?
Yeah, I'm taking notes off what you're saying.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't worry. Um, I know it's hard to go through breakups and stuff, but really, you couldn't have stayed. It wasn't that type of thing where you could have stayed. And I'm glad you got out of it. I'm glad that you now have an opportunity to get something much more happier and joyful.
Yeah.
Do you have any other questions?
Yeah. Are they going to be attempting to come back into my life, this person?
No.
Okay.
No. I think he would be on an episode of Snapped if it were to come down to that. She's not your type. And there's a part of
No.
her that is really dangerous. And I would think that you would say to yourself, "Oh, that's just somebody when they're mad." I don't think you should second guess that. She could have a
Okay.
little trouble in her. Move forward. I want you to look forward. And every time you see a nice chick, I want you to be smiling bright and saying hi to all of them. Make their day and you'll make your day. And you're going to meet your soulmate that isn't so karmically entangled into, this painful situation. Don't go back. That would be punishment.
Got it. Got it. Thank
So
you.
when you look forward, you're going to see all kinds of beautiful women, good women, nice women, kind women, giving women. Just give it a chance and don't go back to being martyred. The minute you see those red flags are red flags. They're not little synchronicities that you're to ignore. Pay attention, okay? I want you safe and happy.
I appreciate it, Suzanne. Thank you for your insight.
All right. You have a good night.
You too. Take care.
All right. Rachel from Pennsylvania. Hello.
Hi, Suzanne. I'm Rachel.
Hi. How are you tonight?
I'm doing well. I was just calling in. I wanted to see if we could maybe talk about a financial purchase I made and kind of where you seeing me heading financially in the future. Besides COVID-19 dilemma.
Right. Let me see if I have you specifically, okay? I want to
Okay.
be right in your energy. So give me a second. Um, are you a brunette?
Yes.
And are you in like a dark room, not really fully lit?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Weird.
I'm clairvoyant. I kind of can do all that. Did you sign your name to that purchase?
Yes.
Okay. Spirit said you weren't fully 100% with it.
No, it was kind of a fly-by deal. Kind of a deal of a lifetime.
Okay. I'm trying to get to see what they're saying. Some of what I'm getting is was it a house?
Yeah. Yep.
It's going to bring you frustration. No, it's not enough of a
Yeah.
frustration. It's not enough of a frustration, to make you want to burn it down. But it's going to be a frustration to keep it livable and to keep it maintained. But you're going to be okay financially. Let me see.
Can I ask you a question? I heard talk about a trust fund, and I'm kind of interested in wondering. I don't know if it was just being said to please people, and I was just kind of wondering, as far as like things like that go,
For
how
you?
what you see.
Okay, let me see. Okay, do you have a relative where he's a guy, and what I'm seeing is he's kind of hefty, and he has gray hair.
Yes.
Is that the one that's talking about or a part of that situation you just mentioned?
Yeah.
Okay, yes, it's true. It is true.
Interesting.
But he seems to be like he wants to hold on to it. He's kind of wanting to hold on to it tight. I don't know why. A part of him I get wants to be helpful, but the other part wants to be helpful for himself or some other part of his thinking is going on. But I do.
Actually, we'll let you say that I'm supposed to split this trust fund with a stepbrother and a stepsister, but I am the only biological child.
Well, if it means you get it, then I would split it. If that's what was meant for it to happen. Maybe that's why he's trying to hold on to it. That's what I get from spirit. I can't put my 2 cents into that. Spirit said that that's the way it was supposed to be. And I do believe you would get it in a reasonable time. It doesn't help for him to hold on to it and the way he's thinking, but it's not okay for you to have your own ideas either. It depends on the person who put it in place and what their wishes were. Do you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, so are you working now? Because I see you busy. I see you real busy.
Yeah. Yes, I'm in the health field.
Okay. I see you. You're moving forward in that, and I see that you're well liked and well loved.
By some people.
I think that you're going to be okay financially. I think the house, you got to put some love in the house. It's going to be like a baby for you.
Yeah.
I've done the same thing
Yep.
with my house. I came in here, it was a shell. Now I don't want to leave it because every room is mine. Every room I've made mine.
Yeah.
So it's kind of
Yeah.
really cool.
Well, it is. Yeah, it is. It's pretty frustrating because I bought a house and I bought it mortgage or um interest free, and I'm supposed to pay it off in 5 years. I have another 3 years, and the original owner just took out a personal mortgage out on this house. So that's why I'm kind of concerned. Yeah.
I sense it'll be okay. I don't see major frustration. What Spirit says though is you need a vacation, and I'm not from
Oh, I
COVID.
hear that.
Are you
I hear
daydreaming?
that. I definitely do. I'm sorry?
Have you been daydreaming about a trip?
Yeah, actually, wanting to.
Keep it in your mind and know that it can happen if you can see it. Draw it to you, Spirit said, because they say you deserve it. You can have it. If you can see it, you can have it. Okay?
That's awesome. Do you see anything else possibly going on in the future, maybe?
Let me see a minute. You're going to have some issues with your car. I don't know. It's minimal, but you're on your way somewhere, and I see you having a flat or something. That came up. Also, there's a personal family member that will be getting sick, and it's not COVID, but there's a caregiving situation that you'll be going through there. I think it's an older lady, but I know that you can do that too. Spirit says you gotta love, you're gonna spread it around. And there's a guy, I don't know if you're single or not, but there's a guy that's getting really serious. There's more of a step with commitment. Not only commitment, but like a life event. This guy likes to smile a lot. So I see that. If you see a guy that just loves to smile or he's smiling when he's talking to you, he's a keeper. You know, I think there's somebody that you're going to meet that you're going to feel real comfortable with, and it's going to be a lifelong friendship, relationship. Spirit says that you've been asking for somebody to understand you and communicate with, but it seems like in your life, people are passing, and this guy is not passing. He'll stay in your life. Oh, I gotta go. I hope you have a good
thank
night.
you. Hey, thank you, Suzanne.
All right, you have a good night and a good week. All right, everybody, I've got about 3 minutes, and I just want to say that this would be an excellent time for everyone to be kind and loving and caring for everyone. If you smile to one person, you're going to make that person smile to another. And this is what we need right now in this kind of tumultuous situation that we're in, is more kindness. So if you can be present in the community or in the store or in the neighborhood, I want you to be consciously kind. It's very hard sometimes, but trust me, it's worth its weight in gold And I just feel like this is what we all should be concerned with, is being kind and loving to one another. I hope that you enjoyed my show, and I hope you visit my Facebook page, psychicpaths.com, and my Facebook page. Ugh, and go ahead and become a fan and let me know that you're there, because I love and appreciate all of your support and all of your time and energy. And I want to thank you for watching me again this week. I appreciate that. I hope that you will come visit me, and I hope that you will like my video and say a few things. And if I've given you a reading, I would appreciate it if you would do a review on my Facebook page, letting other people know what you think of my abilities or my contribution to questions. That would be much appreciated. So yeah, just let me know you're there, and please like A1R Psychic Radio on Facebook. Give them all that love also.
Psychic Radio. Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome. Time for New York City Celebrity Psychic with Perry Lyons. Perry Lyons. Live from PerryLyonsBrilliance.wixsite.com/Perry Lyons. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is New York City Celebrity Psychic on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hello, cherished duckling. It's really nice to have you here. Excuse the complete lack of makeup. That's why I have, at the last minute, put threw that myself, by the way. I've suddenly forgotten the name of the flower. They're all zinnias to me anyway. And it's held in with paper clips. So it's to distract you from the fact that I don't even have lipstick on. But I do have a crystal ball. It's not actually a crystal ball, it's a paperweight, but I've been using it as a crystal ball. Or more specifically, what I've been doing is using it as a visual meditation object. First, I hold it in my hands and I channel unconditional love and blessing into it, which I do with almost everything in my house. And I'll do more when I can see the floor of the house and bring the cactus. And then I just sort of gaze at it for about 10 minutes, which doesn't sound that exciting. I saw this chick show for the first time, and she talked about staring at a paperweight for 10 minutes while paper clipping orchids in her hair. So I had her committed. Anyway, but it's a fun thing to do. Another fun thing to do is a dream board. But because I'm going to do the psychic weather forecast in a moment with the tarot, we'll do the dream board next week. I did just get, I'm not being paid to say this, I got this Holly Alexander Magic Money Journal. I made a big commitment to get my financial life like absolutely flawless. So we do it for 30 days. But Holly, I hope you don't mind, but she has these 7 magic money steps at the beginning. And I like it because it works. I've been doing this for 2 days, and suddenly, I mean, money just kind of, it's literally appearing in my bank account, and I'm like, where's this from? So it works. But it's also in a bigger context. Since money means a lot to, well, that would be everybody. But if you think about the word value, we have values in our lives. I don't mean that my kidney is worth, $100,000 on the black market. What I mean, I wish I hadn't said that out loud. Hi, Desiree. I'll be with you in a sec. What I do mean is what we do in a small way, we do in a big way. And when we deal with something of value, it helps us recognize our values. So quickly, I'm just going to read very quickly her suggestions, which I go over every morning. The first one is, we're shaking my finger at you. First one is take control, take total control of what you think, say, and do with money. So I've stopped saying things like, oh, I'm broke. I just said it, but I didn't mean it. So start being careful about what you say about money. Number 2 is suspend disbelief. So that means sometimes opportunities will come our way, but if they're not gift wrapped just right, we'll be like, nah. Or we'll think, oh, that's not possible. Everything is possible. 3, let go of every belief you have about money, that it must come to you through specific channels, like through your job or through your, I don't know, husband, wife, llama, or a corporation. Just let go of all of your beliefs about money. 4, think and speak about money in a positive way. 5, allow money to come to you from anywhere, anytime. Believe 6, believe that there's enough for you now and henceforth forever. And know an abundance of everything you need is on its way to you right now. And the last thing I'm going to say is that she also said, she asks during this 30-day thing, she says, like, if you want this to work, take complete responsibility for your life. We all are where we are because of choices we've made, among other things. This is the one I love. For the next 30 days, I will stop complaining, bemoaning, or bellyaching. I won't criticize, gossip, backfence talk. That's so Ohio. Or discuss scuttlebutt. If I don't have anything nice to say, I will say nothing. So I'm pretty much going to be silent this whole month. If I'm having a really tough day or somebody has been particularly mean to me, I will resist the urge to light them on fire and repeat to myself and anyone who asks how I'm doing, everything is working out for my highest good, and I can't wait to see what happens next. You might have to say that in your own way or use a French accent or something. That's a little corny, but still. Anyway, before I get to Desiree, we're just going to, Desiree, thank you for waiting. I really appreciate it. And thank you for not laughing at the color of my hair. Okay, quickly, I'm going to randomly draw 3 cards that are going to describe the week ahead. Oh, I can use tarot cards that I always use. Yeah, so kind of date. There we go. Totally random. Okay. This is fascinating. The first card this week is the Star card. And the Star card is about a lot of things, but it's about being the star of your own life, among other things. Not being selfish, but being maybe a little more selfish than, for instance, a lot of women I know are. But the Star card also means recognize your own fantastic qualities. Maybe put some clothes on when you're going outside to dip from a pool. But the Star card also asks us to look at ourselves objectively. I was talking to your friend yesterday. The most amazing family stories. Just I was sitting there with. So it's look at your own story from the point of view of somebody else, and see. We don't see what's amazing about ourselves or our ancestors, but everybody in the world has a story that can stop your heart. I mean, not literally. Okay. So this is a week to get in touch with that. This is the week. This actually came up upside down. The 3 of Wands means something that you think is over is not quite over. So don't just assume because we're a little bored that it's safe to just go back to normal living. Because frankly, there's not going to be that anymore. There'll be a better way of living. But so don't get too impatient. Whee! God, I love doing that. And the last card is a couple standing under what is called in the Jewish tradition a chuppah. So they're getting married. And what this means is it's a 4, which is the number of healing and home. And it's about a couple of things. You might get engaged this week. That would be nice. But it also means coming to terms with our own inner and outer selves. Because a lot of us get scared of our own shadow. It also means number 4 also has to do with like being at home. So this whole week is about kind of befriending and appreciating yourself. You can also befriend and appreciate other people, but this week, the luckiest thing you can do is befriend yourself and get a crystal ball that looks like a sea urchin. Or if you want a crystal ball that is not actually can't even look into. Okay, it's a paperweight, but it's still sort of magical. All right, enough about paperweights, enough about paper clips. Now we have Desiree. How are you, my love?
Good. How are you?
Good. Sorry about I didn't mean to make you wait so long, but I ordered some snacks for you. Well, you wouldn't get them. So if somebody rings the doorbell with buffalo wings in about 5 minutes, that was from me. Anyway, hi. So first, I'd like you to tell me your birthday. That's how I like to connect with people.
It's May 11th, 2000.
That week of Taurus. There, you guys, everybody, my fiance, my mom, my best friend, everybody. That is an amazing week to be born because you have all the practicality and earthy and can-do-ness of Taurus, but you also have the love and appreciation of beauty and of their Tauruses are very loyal. And okay, so let me connect you. And what's your question, my angel?
To see if we can contact any family members that's passed on.
Ooh. Okay. So mediumship is pretty hard. Let's speed up this process. No, let's not. We're going to have to do it the way to do it. I'm getting a woman. Her name is something like Emma. It's it's like a name. I'm not saying her name is Emma, but I'm saying it's something like that. It's charming and old-fashioned. She's not old and she's not young. She's what the French call a woman of a certain age. She might be in her 40s or 50s. Is this correct so far? Like this?
Yeah.
She's a little curvy. Very moody. She could be very, very full of life 1 minute and then be kind of depressed for a little while. But she was really fun to be around. She's a nourishing person. And I'm sorry for your loss. Was this? I really am. I don't mean that like, oh, I'm sorry for your loss. I'm really sorry because that's a really cool person. She's very much around her nephew. Is that your son or godson? There's a little boy that she spends a lot of time protecting. Are you still there, my angel?
Okay.
Can you tell? Is this an auntie or is this? She feels like either a very good friend of the family who feels like family, or like sort of aunt energy. Can you tell me what your relationship to her was?
Okay.
Okay, I'm just here without makeup. She also has a beautiful color skin. I think she's African American. And she just had a beautiful skin tone. Kind of like my friend Leslie, kind of dark and very rich undertone. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's here. She's saying, well, I guess she said, I can still lose 30 pounds, but I guess I don't have to think about that anymore. She's very funny and very giving. Very giving. You can just tell me I'm right if you don't want to expose your private life, or wrong. I'm fine with that. But I think I'm right. She's mischievous. Not getting when she passed because I'm just kind of exhausted today. It happens to the best of us, which is you and me. And it feels like she died of heart trouble, something chest related. Is that correct? Or had clogged arteries? Yeah. I'm really sorry. But because she's so playful, what often happens when I do mediumship work for somebody who is kind and lovely enough to call in, is that the person who has passed will get all excited. And for the next week or two, you might notice kind of signs that she's kind of around. You might have a whole week of like just not being able to find your car keys because they're not where you put them. Or I don't think you're going to find feathers. That's not her. I think she will. You're going to see a lot of coins like around you. There'll be a dime and a quarter on the table that wasn't there 5 minutes ago. She's a little. Was she playful? You can trust me. I have a wilting flower in my hair. Okay, are you still there, Mona? That's. I can only do one person at a time because it's. That's who's coming. That's who's coming through for me. And she. You guys were not that much alike, but you were like kindred spirits. You kind of got each other. I think. I mean, she was responsible and all that, but there's a playful spirit there, and I think you're serious and responsible and reserved, and it's not like you can't have a really good laugh, but you had very complementary personalities. Did she pass 2 years ago, or more recently?
2 years ago.
When did she pass? Can you talk a little faster because I want to answer your questions while I still have you. Are you there? You mind telling me when she passed? Well, I guess you left. Um, that's okay. I feel happy that we got that description in. Sometimes I hope I didn't freak the poor girl out because I'm so used to this stuff that my saying like, "Hey, you're going to see coins and stuff appearing." So don't worry. She's not going to ghost. She's not going to be a ghost. What she wants to do is let you know that she loves you and she's around you, and none of that has changed. Before I started doing this work, I didn't believe in life after death, but we just sort of went out like a candle being blown out. And much to my surprise, I've learned that love survives everything. Personality also survives. So, just to remind you about your assignment this week, it's to be the star card. It's to be. It's to approve of the light. Oh, hi, Yvonne. I'll be right with you. it's to just approve of yourself. We're all so hard on ourselves. Actually, I think only good people are really hard on themselves. Bad people think like, I'm fabulous. But this week is about like forgiving yourself for, you know, not being perfect. Forgive yourself for, you know, having your flower of will. And you can look at your less attractive traits and just say, hey, I can either fix that or that's just part of who I am. But so learning love, self-love and self-acceptance. You know what? I approve of myself. It's just a really good affirmation. Hi, Yvonne. Thank you for being so patient. Beautiful name.
Hi.
Oh, hi. So tell me your birthday. That's how I like to connect with people. Can you hear me?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah. So if you could just tell me, yeah. If you could tell me your birthday, that would be great because that's how I connect with people. You don't have to tell me the
Okay,
year,
my
because I'm certainly. Yeah.
Okay, my birthday is November 12th, 1980.
Ooh. Hi. We love the Scorpios here. Thank you. And you were born in you were born in the Chinese year of the horse. Oh, you're a Scorpio horse. Boy, I bet you have romantic interests coming at you from all directions. That's kind of nice. So what's your question, Mela?
Well, my question is am I and my kids going to be in good hands after what's going on with my husband right now? We're trying to avoid him due to some, some abuse and stuff. So I'm just trying to make sure my kids and me will be fine after this. All the court stuff will be settled.
It will be, but I would. This guy's a sociopath. I'm so sorry. You have really special kids, and they really want you to be born. And I've noticed that sometimes really special kids will, like, before they're born, they want certain people to be their parents, and because people will fall in love, and then after the special kids are born, it's like people will look at each other and really see stuff they didn't see before. Usually, boom. Not only is he a sociopath, but his lawyer's a sociopath. Two lawyers. Yes, the short answer is yes, you will be safe, but I also want you to take some precaution. Change your social media. Might not be a bad time to move. Don't do anything to attract his attention because crazy people are easily distracted. So if you don't get what he owes you, he's gonna kick and scream about child support because he feels so entitled to everything. But I don't think I think he has been physically abusive. I do not see him physically coming after the kids, but that's for you. But make sure you get a restraining order, check in with the police, and get what you're owed. But your safety is more important than anything else. So it's it's a yes, but you're going to have to do more work than is fair. You have 3 kids?
Yeah, I got 3 kids.
Oh, they're adorable. I think it's 2 girls and a boy, but I might be, as I said, a little tired today.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I have 1 girl and 2 boys.
Okay. As I was saying it, my guys were like, no, that's not quite right. It's funny because, 90 seconds. Your daughter and one of your sons are more alike than your two sons are. Is that true?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
It's going to sound a little corny, but I'm going to ask you to find a picture of the Archangel Michael. And it doesn't matter what belief, religion, or none of the above you are, Archangel Michael is a very powerful protective energy. So just find a picture of him on the internet. Say probably a little prayer to say, next year is going to be one of the best years of your life. You're going to meet and marry somebody who could not be more different than your ex. I think. Sorry. You got a good shot of my roots there. Somebody's coming along next year that I don't, who could not be more different than the sociopath. You've got a really kind man who will love your kids. And you're also going to take a step up. You might change careers or you might go sideways. Anyway, I guess that's it. God bless you, my dear. And come back next week, and thanks for everything. Mwah.
listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome. Time for Insights into Consciousness with Anna Olson. Live from AnnaOlsonIntuitive.com. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com.
I'm your host tonight on this segment on A1R Radio tonight, Insights into Consciousness with Anna Olson. I'm going to just go into some readings. First thing tonight, I just wanted to drop a couple of lines about some things that have been interesting to me lately, and that is just that we're having published works of and writings of these books that have pretty much told the world that in 2020 that the COVID was going to come in. It didn't say COVID specifically, but they did say a virus that's similar to pneumonia, and we've had these pictures passed around. So, I really like that in this day and age, we have social media where people can really share what they see as interesting rather than leaving it all up to CNN, Fox News, NBC. As great as it is to get, news from all sources, I really like that people can just take a picture of a book they have and post it everywhere, and it can be spread around the world 3 times around. So that's been happening, and I'm really excited about that. And I really love that, these psychics, whatever you want to call them, intuitives, people who have a good message from spirit are being able to spread the message that people need to know. These are the important things, the spiritual things that everybody else seems to leave out. So, I'm just really happy about that. So a lot of people have known that this was going to come for a long time. There are people who have been preparing because they listened to intuitives. They listened to psychics. They knew that in 2020, we were going to have a pandemic, that we were going to need, to stock up on things that we need, that we were going to, a lot of people bought seeds and all sorts of really great things that will help prepare them. I don't know if they stocked up on toilet paper. We'll see. But, by any means, I'm just really happy that people can be prepared that way, and that intuitives and readers are getting the credit they deserve. And I just read in an article online that, from a very reputable source, a reputable big newspaper, was it the New York Post? I'm not 100% on that source, but I know that it was about how mediums are the new life coaches, the new therapists. Now, of course, if you have a mental illness of some sort, or like a depression or anxiety or something like that, you do need your specialist that will help you with, the medical treatment on that. But really, mediums are coming out as the new big coaches. So, I'm really happy to see these things coming about, and that people are really adding spirituality to their treatment and to what they need. It's been a great, great experience for a lot of people. And I have noticed that there's a lot of healing that goes on when I do a medium reading for people. And they are grieving, and they've done all their work with their therapist, with their psychologist. They have worked with a psychiatrist or whatnot to get to where they need emotionally that way, and with their brain chemistry. And then they can come to me, and we can work together to really close some doors that are still open to them, that they're grieving with, and that they're really experiencing a lot of grief. So, it's been a great learning experience for me, and I'm happy that as a medium, I can really help them close those ties and speak to their loved ones and get the information that they need to really feel like now they can just complete that grieving process. So that's been something that I've been really happy about, happy to do with people. I love to go through this process with people. I know what grief is like. I have experienced it. And for those who are grieving, I just, want to send a message out there that things do get better, that grief is hard. It is very difficult, but it's one of the most immense learning experiences spiritually and mentally that we can experience in this life. And that it is a great experience to be able to go through the process, especially when you're really dealing with it. Now, I'd always warn people against any sort of trying to self-medicate when they're grieving. When I hear that somebody starts drinking or they start trying to, medicate themselves in different ways that we know is going to exacerbate that depression issue. We know that alcohol is a depressant. We know that if somebody's depressed, they should not actually be drinking because that is a depressant. So really, I feel like it's good for people to know there are other modalities. They don't have to talk a lot about it. They can sit down and say nothing, and we can do a reading, and that will help. So Carly in Vancouver, Washington, I have her on the line now, and I'd love to do a reading for Carol. Excuse me, Carol. Carol, are you on the line?
I am.
Hi, how are you tonight?
I'm fine. How about you?
Doing great.
Okay.
So what would you like to focus on tonight? Is there a specific question?
A loved one that passed away.
Okay. When did they pass?
Pardon me?
When did they pass?
March 16th.
Okay, so this year, March 16th?
Uh-huh.
Well, that was pretty recent, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. So the first thing, I'm getting a male presence.
Yes.
And, it's interesting because I feel like it's, the interesting thing is that I feel like it's a son, but I'm not exactly sure on son.
Yeah, he's my grandson.
Okay. So did you raise him most of the time, or were you really close to him?
Yes, I partially raised him.
Okay. So that's why I'm getting son, but it wasn't all, that's where we're kind of getting that kind of hazy description of son. But the first thing that I'm seeing is that he was working really hard when he passed on a lot of things that he'd been dealing with for a long time. And I see some heartbreak in his past. I'm wondering, did he suffer from depression? Or, it just seems like he was working so hard. And I'm getting that. Now, this is what's good about this transition into the spirit world for your grandson, is that I really do feel like it was the right timing, and that he did the work he needed to do before he passed. It may, anytime that we have somebody in our family who's younger than us pass, it feels very wrong. It feels unfair. It feels like it should not happen that way. But I do feel that he fulfilled his life contract.
Yeah. Yes.
And I'm seeing heartbreak. I'm seeing heartbreak before he passed.
Yeah.
And so I'm wondering, did he see? I keep seeing like a substance in the body that affected his body. Maybe like what would be like considered maybe painkiller, opioid, something that would cause him to feel kind of sleepy or yeah. And so was it an issue with the way that he was trying to deal with his depression or his heartbreak? Was he trying to self-medicate, or is it perhaps like an overdose?
No, it wasn't an overdose, but he was, drinking a lot and smoking pot, and he actually was murdered.
Okay. I'm sorry to hear that.
Yes.
Oh, so sorry for your loss. It seems like, that's a very personal thing. So I did kind of get that may have happened, and I always let the person let me know. Now, did he have a relationship with somebody? Was he in a relationship when he passed?
He was in a relationship, yes.
Mm-hmm. I feel like that there's a lot of heartbreak there, but that there may be some things that she may know about what happened. Was she there, or was she?
No, she wasn't there. They had called her and she went there after he was pronounced dead.
Okay, because I feel her presence there, and I really feel like she's really suffering a lot over this, and that the connection with her. Are you close to her?
Yes.
Because I feel like that connection to her is going to help everybody grieve, that she can really be part of the family and be almost like a new part of your family now, because she's going to really need a lot of the support. And then you guys, you and the family can really accept a lot of insight from her on the death, or before, he was, before he passed. So I do feel like I see that his cup was full. So when I see that his cup is full, I'm seeing that he did everything actually that he needed to do before he died. So he knew his time was coming. I don't know if he had an idea that this person was wanting to harm him, or if he had some kind of premonition, but I feel like he closed those doors that he may have had open, where we talk about feeling like, loose ends. He tied up those loose ends before he passed, because I feel like he knew he was going to pass. When people are nearing their contractual death date, they know it inside, they know it deep down. And I believe that he did some things before he died to close those things up. Are you aware of any of those things? Did he call you? Did you have conversations with him about this?
No, I wouldn't, but I'm sure his girlfriend would.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It may be helpful for you guys to ask her, because I feel like she's still in shock. She's not talking a lot about it right now, but when she's ready, the more that she can talk about it and start to verbalize what she experienced before he passed, the more you can learn from her and get more information about his readiness and some of the things, the way he was behaving beforehand. And I think that'll be very healing, because he was aware, and I think it's very comforting for loved ones to know that that these things sometimes are planned, and that there are times where they really are ready, and that you'll see signs of them around. So did he have a tattoo?
He did, yes.
Was it like a cross or something?
I don't know if he had a tattoo cross, but he had one with his little brother's name.
Okay. Because I'm seeing that something within the tattoo and the sign of the cross is going to be how he communicates with you and your family. So when you see, either the cross, the sign of the cross, or the tattoo design that he had, that's going to be you guys knowing that he's with you. Like, let's say at family events, or when you go out in nature, when you're thinking of him, this is going to come through, and he's going to be there with you. And that's how he's going to let you know he's around.
Yes.
You can look for that. And that's his sign to you that he's with you. He's watching out for you guys still. You can talk to him anytime you want. And he is, what's really interesting is that I'm seeing him being a very powerful person.
Yeah.
It's like his heart is very powerful. Like, he would really give you wisdom if you were having a rough time. It's almost like he usually didn't say a whole lot about it, but when you're having a rough time or something, he would have such amazing insight and power in his messages and the way that his intention would come through.
Yes. Can I ask you a question? Does he say anything about being with family members?
Really just that he's there with everybody in the family while they're grieving, that he's observing, he knows that you're hurting, he is praying for you guys. He is there by you, comforting you. And when you start looking for those signs, you'll see it as proof and confirmation. Because I feel like people really need that proof.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's how he'll come through and let you know that he's there.
Thank you very much.
You're so welcome. I'm so sorry for your loss. And, if you need anything else or you want to extend the reading, you can always reach me at my contact info's on my website. It's AnnaOlsonIntuitive.com, and it's at the bottom of the screen. But I thank you so much for calling in, and I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you very much.
Have a wonderful night.
You too.
Thank you. So next I have Raven from Little Rock, Arizona. Raven, how are you tonight? Hi, Raven. We're going to get her back on the line. I think we lost contact with her. Sometimes cell phones drop out. Right now I'm pulling Raven's cards. Hopefully we can get her back. And so far, it's really interesting because I have the Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords is depicting somebody in a bind or basically bound into a predicament, or they're not able to see very clearly what's going on. It's kind of hard to see in this light and with the glare, but there's basically a girl in a dress, and she has a blindfold on, and she has her hands tied behind her back, and she's bound behind basically like a wall of swords. There's a bunch of swords surrounding her. So that's the first card that I have for her. And then we also have the Fool here. So we're working on getting her back on the line. First thing I want to go into with the Eight of Swords is that it has quite a few meanings. So first of all, usually, at least for this reading, what I'm getting, if Raven's listening, is that the Eight of Swords is a card that will depict, it could be many things, but for her reading, I'm feeling like it is indecisiveness. Can't really see which way to go at the moment, needs a little direction, kind of stuck in a situation. Sometimes you see this with people who are stuck in a marriage, financially bound, in debt, or sometimes you'll see this within people who have a loss of power, people in prison or who have been in prison for some time, and when they get out of prison, they're not really able to know how to start over again, or they tend to basically have a whole lot of issue moving on. Well, it looks like we have Tiffany in St. Paul, Minnesota. I guess we lost Raven, unfortunately. How are you doing tonight?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing great. How would you like to start your reading tonight? Do you have a question or a topic?
Well, I don't know. Not specifically, I guess. I'm just kind of wondering what my next step is. I'm not sure what I should be doing in general.
Right. Okay. That's interesting because before we got you on the line, we had unfortunately had a dropped caller, but I had been I pulled the Eight of Swords, and I'd been just talking about indecisiveness for the next person on the line. This is how spirit works. So I got an indecisive and not quite sure what to do next. So did you say this was for career or just in general?
Just in general, in life. Okay.
Yeah, so the Eight of Swords depicts somebody who's blindfold. They're not sure where to step, where to go, what the next move is. They're bound a little bit. So the goal in the reading now would be to get you unstuck. And we have the Fool that came up next. So I was just showing, the card that depicts the Fool, where you're a little more, I see the way I'm feeling this coming through is the Fool is depicting being more fly by the seat of your pants, make more sacrifices, kind of like, not be so reserved in your decisions or afraid. So it would be more about really branching out and taking some risks.
Okay.
And that's what I'm getting for your reading. So this would really, I'm feeling more like this is career for you. Is this making sense?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Okay. And, I feel like there's even someone who could, I'm getting the high priest now with the cards. And I really feel that there is somebody who could guide you into a new career or a career change of some sort, or just even staying where you are, but being able to be promoted.
Okay.
So there would be a man who would be able to assist you in that and give you some counsel on that. And it's just about coming forward and asking, or really considering your options a little more and then making some more moves. And that's what I'm getting there. Do you have any questions so far?
No, not really. Because I was really thinking about going back to school, and like that would change everything, for like what I do now. Well, I'm laid off right now, but I'll be going back to work soon, hopefully. But I've been tossing the idea of going back to school around, and I just maybe I should just take that chance.
Yeah, that's what I was getting with the counsel from this person. I'm getting that very well could have been, education, continuing your education, going forward, in a new area of your career or a new career altogether. So that would absolutely fit into what this is saying here. And so then the next option would just be, okay, what would you go into? How long would you be able to go to school? And if you wanted to further your education, what major would you go into? So I'm really feeling like you're drawn towards the life sciences and serving people, caring for people.
Yeah.
Do you have experience in that now?
I'm sorry, what?
Do you have experience in that right now?
Well, I did a lot of customer service and stuff like that, and I have a couple close friends that do. I have some nice nonprofits that serve the community. So, a little bit.
Yeah, I really think that you could go into something that serves others, takes care of people who need, a little extra help, or, like maybe even like rehabilitating people in some way.
Okay.
Yeah. And, it's interesting because I'm also kind of getting a little bit of your relationship. I feel a lot of indecisiveness, like you're just not sure where to go next.
Yeah.
So there's relationship, and then I even see location. Were you thinking about moving?
No, actually.
Okay, because I feel that might be an option that would help you right now to relocate.
That actually makes sense. Yeah, I wasn't thinking about it, but I mean, it does make sense.
Yeah, and that's why we do this. We kind of bring up things that will, really help you to start thinking a little more along the lines of the right path. And here we go a little bit more with the taking a risk and, and moving a little bit bigger moves, where it's really going to make a difference in your life. Yeah. So that's the main focus, I think, for your reading today is just, really doing things that are a little more risky, little scary at first, a lot more work at first, but they're going to yield a big return once you get there.
Okay. Yeah, and I've been real cautious as of lately, so I should probably step out of my little comfort zone.
That's right. Yeah. Stepping out of that comfort zone makes the biggest moves. And then you have a new comfort zone where you're so much happier.
Yeah.
And really, that's what I want to see you do. Now, I'm just going to ask you kind of a personal question, and I'm sorry if it's too personal, but it's coming up in the reading, and that is, have you ever had like an addiction issue or anything like with alcohol or anything like that you've dealt with?
My dad was an alcoholic, and I've been drinking a lot more lately.
Mm-hmm. So I guess that would kind of make some sense. I've been drinking more than I usually do, for sure.
Okay. Now, with no judgment totally aside, I'm just seeing that that's basically something that's going to sort of stop you from making more progress. And it's kind of, it's just kind of what people do when they're bored, or they're just like, what do I do next? And they kind of start resorting to those habits to, like, just it's sort of like a way to pass the time, and it's a way to people socialize. But I'm seeing for you especially that can really stop your progress, and that it's probably better to scale back to like maybe close to zero alcohol for you. Yeah. And that's just what Spirit's telling me, because they love you, and all your spirit guides, your ancestors, your all the angels, they love you, and what they want to see for you is the best possible outcome. And I see that there's they're holding up like a big old chest of gold. They're basically saying there's all of this stuff here for you, as long as you just know you're worth it and that it's here for you. It's always been here for you. We just need you to know that you're worthy of it, you're capable of it, and it's absolutely possible, and it's here waiting for you. And it's like they're waiting for you, where there's all this money and opportunity and a lot more happiness.
All right.
Yeah.
That's
what Spirit wants you to know. Yeah, this is all good stuff. So I'm just out of time. Thank you so much for calling in. I really hope that you have a great night. And you can always reach me, AnnaOlsonIntuitive.com, if you'd like to continue. So I hope you have a great night. And if you need anything else, let me know.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Hey, you're welcome.
Bye-bye.
Bye. So tonight, it's interesting because I didn't know I was going to get a call to do a medium reading. And we had, this really emotional medium reading for a grandmother who had lost her grandson, who was also very close to her, who she raised, which is like a son. And, I just love how Spirit works. Spirit can tell anybody in their intuition what's happening, what's going to be the next step. And I just urge everybody to tap into that. You can pray and figure out or meditate, however you do it, how you best to kind of really tap into your own intuition, use your own discernment to move forward. So again, AnnaOlsonIntuitive.com is my website. I'd love for you to reach me if you'd like more information. I'm also on Facebook at Anna Olson Intuitive. Your best bet is my website, but I do check both. So thank you so much for watching. I will see you next week. I'm here every week, Thursdays, 6:30 Pacific Standard Time and 9:30 Eastern Standard Time here on A1R. I'm Anna Olson with Insights into Consciousness. And I thank you so much, and I will see you later.
A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome.
Time for Guidance with Glennis. With Glennis Hewing. Live from the tranquilroom.com.au.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio.
Or one of our websites,
AskOneRadio.com or Moonstruck.tv.
This is Guidance with Glennis
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Well, and good afternoon, everyone. Glennis Hewing here from the Tranquil Room for Guidance with Glennis for this week. So I have received so many people asking about the beautiful Beth Elaine Haynes, and it is my absolute honour to welcome her today. Beth has been my spiritual mentor for many, many years, and you know, she's always got my back, and there is no such thing as a silly question in Beth's eyes. Excuse me. And I just want to very warmly welcome Beth Elaine Haynes, psychic medium, master channel, as well as many, many other modalities that we will speak about throughout this session. So a very warm welcome, Beth.
Thank you so very much, Glennis. It's an absolute joy to be here, actually. It's exciting to be asked, and thank you very much. I appreciate being able to share with you and your audience.
It's my honour, Beth. You know, you've actually seen me grow so much over the years that we've been connected, and it just feels right that I share you with the world because it's so important for everyone to see. Yes, I sit in vulnerability at times, and you've seen that, and I think it's so important that as psychics, as channels, as mediums, that we actually acknowledge that there are times when we do need help, and you're always at the end of the phone call for me, and I truly appreciate that. So I just want to ask you a few questions and just see what it is that you do, and share that with everyone. So my first question, though, is at what age did you realise that you had the ability to be psychic or, to channel? Did you see spirit? Were you able to converse with spirit? Or, can you share your journey with us, just in how young you were? Or
Glennis, great question. I began my journey with my connection to consciousness and all that is at a wee age of 2.5 years old. That's when I realised, when I was sitting in my father's knee, that I had to be human. And I was slightly disappointed. But, and I gave my first reading when I was 8 years old, and it just burst out of me. And it was just a freedom in that I have the abilities of all the senses, vision, feeling, knowing, seeing, all I guess the clairsentience and the clear visual, the clear audio, all those sort of things. I have dreams. So I guess I don't have any difficulty connecting to most genres as far as energy is concerned. And my evolution has been a connection to the consciousness that we receive through platonic light and very life ourselves, and good thoughts and good deeds and good energy. But as far as I'm compelled to do what I do, I don't have a choice in what I do. I've done it since I was 8 years old. I haven't stopped sharing what I receive from people, being guided my whole life to do different things at different timelines. So healing, I guess, consciousness awareness, helping people find the light within them, because we all are the master. It's one of my sign-offs on everything that I do, that you are the master that you are seeking, and may the light of love shine brightly upon you always, because we all are our own individual master. And the majority of work that I do now is the combination of all my skill set as a clinical hypnotherapist, as a master channel, as a psychic medium, as a Reiki master, as all the energy modalities that I've been gifted with during my life and my time walking in my field of expertise, I now bring together under just one banner. I don't separate because I'm not separate. We're not separate from anything. I've learnt different things at different times, but now I bring all of my collective healing, intuitive, and intuitive intelligence, and conscious awareness to people and everyone that I meet.
Wow, it's such a, every time I speak to you, Beth, I just get in awe, and I inspire to be as great as you, but at the same time, it's we bounce off each other so well. And I fully understand that bit where you say, it's not just I'm a Reiki healer or I'm a channel or I'm a medium. It's you are, full stop. It's as simple as that. Because one of my next questions was going to be, whenever you're doing a reading or a healing, you actually put on so many more hats intuitively because, you just know on what's got to come in and, whether it be using crystals or essential oils or, I watch you and I've received many healings off you and I just get blown away by just how and obviously by working with your natural calling, you just shine your light and you really do. So I'm really blessed to have that, at the end of the phone call as such.
Oh, thank you, Glenys. We are, to me, we're all energy, because our auric field is, supposedly 9 feet around us. So we are a walking vibration of where we are at any given point in time. So when a person comes to see you, when a person comes towards you, you feel them, you feel them, you see them, you hear them. They touch you before you even are able to speak to them. You learn how to read their body language. You learn how to feel their sorrow because you're empathic, so you feel their emotions. You see their emotions in their auric field, So we are multidimensional beings, and once you become sensitive or aware of the many, many different ways that you're able to communicate and receive energy from people, the greater information that you're able to share with them. Because when people come to see me, I connect to their team. I call in their guardian angels, their guides, their masters, their galactic team, their people on the other side. Because there's only dimensional differences between everything, because we're multi-dimensional, and at any given point in time, we're all that we've ever been, all that we're going to be, and all that we are now in this moment. So I always set my intention for that person to help them where they are now, because you can't change the past, and the future is yet to be seen, even though you will get information that will help guide them into their highest, best and good for their future. You just have to trust and help them awaken to the light that they are, and to trust themselves as well. So it's all about this amazing exchange of information that they give you, that you give back, that awakens them to their own consciousness and to the light and to the fact that they are their own healer.
Yeah, I think that's a really important word, that trust.
Yeah.
And I know as psychics, and there's a few psychics that I actually help mentor as well. That you actually look. And it's like having the patience. We quite often get so frustrated because we feel we should be doing more and more, and it should be happening a whole lot quicker. But it's so right when you use that word trust. You've just got to trust that everything will come to you when it's meant to come to you, and you will, as you say, shine your light exactly how you're meant to. Now, Beth, as my mentor, we speak often about grounding and about anchoring. Is that the same thing, or is that two totally different things? For our viewers, I think this is a really important thing to be addressed.
Grounding and anchoring. Well, with the dimensional shift that we're going through at the moment, and the constant upgrades, energy upgrades, taking in plutonic light, the Earth's consciousness rising. We're now multidimensional beings, more so than what we've ever been because of our conscious awareness. So the importance now is you can be grounded in your body, but you need to be anchored to Mother Earth, because she nourishes you, she feeds your consciousness, she elevates your energetic fields, and she puts you present in your body. And because of that, I now promote the practice of people anchoring themselves to Mother Earth, grounding themselves in their body, yes, but anchoring your energy to Mother Earth, because then you're like an anchor itself. You're able to travel through the dimensions and still be present in your physicality, because of the shift in consciousness and the vibration that we're now able to ascend to and through multidimensional.
Yeah, I just absolutely love the way you explain that, because I think we get so hell-bent on being one, I've got to ground. But when we started talking about anchoring, it just really made sense for me going, yeah, that obviously there is the two. So I appreciate you.
Great explanation for that, Glenys, because that can confuse people. But what you're availing them is to be present in their own lives and in my life. You'll hear the story, off with the fairies, or, don't know where I've been, or all those sort of things. So you're in a level of subconscious or unconsciousness, whereas you need to be conscious in your own life to be able to make change. So being present and anchoring yourself and being embodied in yourself is going to avail you a greater life experience, because you're able to make change and be present in your own journey, not distracted in the future. Because being in the future can bring on a lot of people who are so worried about what's in front of them that they're in a state of constant anxiety. And those people that are in the past, because there's nothing you can change, tend to be depressed. So they're things that you can look at too when people come and see you, if they're in a state of anxiety or if they're in a depressed state. And that will tell you also where they are energetically. So you need to bring them into the present moment, because that's going to give them and teach them where the power is, and the power is in the now.
Yeah, wow. Phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Now, Beth, we actually have a caller online. Are you ready to?
Yeah.
So we've got Cheryl Lynn from Kentucky. And Cheryl Lynn, I'm going to allow Beth to do your reading for you today. So welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, go ahead, Beth.
Hello, Sherilyn. How are you?
I'm okay.
How can I help you, my love?
Just, I don't know, I'm kind of overwhelmed right now. I just got recently dumped for no reason. So I'm just left to trying to get my own closure, because I don't know the reason why. So I'm just confused, baffled.
A romantic relationship, a partnership.
Mhm.
Okay. And this particular person's just walked out of your life, yes?
Yes.
And closed the door.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. Oh, well, you are obviously a little bit in shock with this. This has been unexpected, obviously. Totally unexpected.
Yes, very unexpected. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Can I have the person's first name, please?
Ken.
Ken?
Mhm.
Oh, wow. I believe that you're, yeah. Okay, I believe that he was an adulteress and that you're much better off without him, that your heart will heal exponentially a lot quicker than what you at the moment feel that it will. There's resolution that is yet to come in the next 2.5, 3 weeks. There's going to be information that comes forth that's going to make you feel a lot better about this situation being removed from you. It might deepen your pain for a moment, but I feel that it will be resolved. For the next 2.5, 3 weeks, my beautiful girl, there's going to be a shift for you, and it's going to be for the better. And it's going to awaken you to there's going to be enlightenment around it. I don't know whether I feel like there's someone, a friend or a perfect stranger comes in and takes you by the hand and leads you away from this and elevates you out of your sorrow. So that's something really to look forward to. And I'm sending you a healing, my dear love, to your beautiful, and I want to return soul fragments from you because this has taken part of your soul. So I'm just going to pull soul fragments from all those that have hurt you from the beginning of time up to now to the future, pull wash and return to your beautiful soul so you feel whole and complete. I'm going to give you an auric cleanse and clearing your auric field of unwanted energies and entities, full wash, transform, and send to God's light so that you're able to feel whole and complete and move on exponentially and gain your strength and carry yourself and lift your head up higher so you feel strong and you can feel focused and know that your future is in front of you and it's a bright one. There's a little bit of darkness around it at the moment because you're in a state of sadness and bereavement, and that's only natural. 2.5, 3 weeks, my beautiful friend, there's light coming in and it's going to help you heal and it's going to help you move on. And your life's going to be a lot better than what you, at the moment, feel that it could be.
Wow.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Can you feel that?
Honestly, I don't know. I'm just feeling like lost right now because I just don't have any answers. I just don't have any answers of why he would do this to me. We was friends for 2 years. You know what I mean? So not only that, the friendship is gone as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I know, darling. The word I'm getting is, the first word that I get about this man is adulterous. So I believe that he may have been, I don't know, I don't get that he was physically unfaithful to you. I just feel that he was unfaithful to you as a friend. And and I think he did the right thing by you by walking away because he betrayed your friendship. Does that make sense to you?
I don't know.
Because that's what I'm getting. I'm getting that he betrayed your friendship and he had to close the door on that because he couldn't look back. Your life is definitely going to get better. So I don't know. Be on the. I don't know. I don't really even feel that you need to be on the watch out because things are just going to change for you. And the next 2.5, 3 weeks is going to be a shift. And even though that there is still grieving that you will go through, your life will start to change for the better, and that there is light. And actually, I've got. It's really funny. You must be the reason why I have these next to me. They're The Power of Love, and they're by James Van Praagh. And James Van Praagh is an amazing master channel, like myself, and energy healer. And he channels his mother from the other side. And these are The Power of Love. So, my darling, I'm just going to pull a card for you that might help you heal. And compassion is the card. And you need to be compassionate with yourself at the moment, beautiful. You need to be and treat yourself with the love and the kindness that you would treat a stranger or a dear friend if they were heartbroken as what you are at the moment. And be compassionate to yourself and nurture yourself and love yourself and envelop yourself in rose quartz. And I would get some rose quartz actually, and I would, carry it with you, put it in around your neck or have it in your pocket, and have it close to you, or even slip it underneath your pillow because it's going to help heal your broken heart and mend you. So that would be good. So you demonstrate the language of the heart by actively sharing and living love. But being compassionate to yourself, self-care is the highest care. The care for yourself, and that will permeate around you and help heal. Thank you, my beautiful girl. Blessings to you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
My pleasure. Namaste.
Okay, thanks, Cheryl Lynn. So, Beth, wow, that was phenomenal. Sitting here and listening in on that, it was just like, yep, Yeah, so I was, I was actually channeling in and receiving everything that you were receiving. So, let's hope that Cheryl Lynn receives everything that you've sent her today.
Yeah, she's very, unfortunately, the lady's enveloped in sorrow and sadness at the moment, but I feel the shift that's coming in will help her awaken to the light within and know that there's opportunities coming as well. So I hope that she's able to choose the light.
Yeah, absolutely.
She chooses the light that comes and the offering of support and love that's coming, then her life's going to only get better. So it's wonderful.
Yeah. So, Beth, just in regard to that reading there, do you feel that when I'm trying to work out how to say this. So, when you feel like you're hard done by, is it it's so important to receive a healing or even a reading? And I know, I've had many people ring me and it's like the day before that the relationship's broken up, or even within a week. And it's so raw that we find it really hard to see the light, and we're still so stuck in that absolute moment. Is there any guidance that you can give us to just sit in that for a little minute before to move forward, or is there anything that you would recommend?
Yeah, absolutely, Glenys. Relationships, business partnerships, marriages, dynamics of all human relationships. There's adversity, there's challenges, there's opportunities for you to grow. I think one of the greatest things that you can impart to another human being when they're in this stage is that this will pass. This is a temporary situation that you are going to move on from, that you're going to heal from, and in this devastation and the acute pain that you're in at this point in time, self-nurturing, compassion, understanding are the greatest gifts. Go and have a healing, be with your friends, talk it out, all those things. Surround yourself with love and comfort, but also another part of the healing process is taking responsibility for your part in the breakdown of the relationship, because you can't move on and grow stronger and grow clearer and have a better vision for yourself if you don't look at where you could have done better yourself. And forgiveness. Forgiveness is the greatest way forward. Forgiveness of yourself, forgiveness of others, and allowing yourself the time that's required to heal so energetically you're stronger. Accountability is a huge, accountability and forgiveness and nurturing, compassion and understanding are a huge way that you can move forward. And I think that and everyone goes through pain and sorrow and loss. And this is a formula, and I find that it works for everyone. That is forgiveness, that is compassion, and that is responsibility.
It's very hard to take ownership that you can be in the blame of partly to blame in a relationship breakup. And as you said, whether that be business or friendship or relationship, partnership, it can be quite daunting to actually be strong enough to sit in that and go, you know what, I am half to blame for some of this. And, I just really love the way you explained all that. And I'm hoping that Cheryl Lynn's still listening, because I think she could take a lot from that. Another thing that I love doing is getting in the shower and doing an exfoliation. It's just like all that negative energy. It's just, let's do a massive cleanse in the shower, and I exfoliate and imagine that that's all just going down through the drain and out. It no longer serves me, and I always feel so much better for it. So
yeah, well, there are many ways. I work with the moon calendar, and today is a 22 day of mastery. It's also a new moon today in the southern hemisphere for our northern hemisphere friends. So today is an amazing time to connect with yourself, to look at what you want to create for yourself in a new moon calendar. And as Glenys was saying before, the the releasing under the shower and the water is purifying, it's moving. So and fire is burning. So there's many different ways that you can release old programs and prepare yourself for a new phase or a new attitude or a new program or new mindset in today's energy. So align yourself to the universe, align yourself to what nature provides, Mother Earth, the moon, the stars, the running water, the trees, the birds. Connect to nature and its consciousness, and it will keep you present in your life.
Yeah, I really love working with the moon. You know, on a new moon we set our intentions, and the full moon we release. And I just love doing that. I write everything down and go out to the fire, get the fire pit going, and, you know, burn it all and just totally release all that. So, yeah, anyway, Beth, I would like to thank you very much for joining me today. You know, from my heart to your heart, be kind to you. And, you know, just thank you so much for joining us and sharing your light throughout the world.
My absolute pleasure, Glenys. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thanks, Beth. Okay, folks, so that's Guidance with Glenys and the beautiful Beth Elaine Haynes here on our show today. So next week I'll be buzzing back and we will be receiving calls again next week. And from my heart to your heart, be kind to you. Have a fabulous week, and I will be seeing you all next week.
Listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome.
Time for Your Time to Shine with Julie Yeager-Walker. Live from Wings of Souls with Julie.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is Your Time to Shine
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Your Time to Shine, a radio show designed to help you explore your own divine gifts. Good evening and welcome to our show. Thank you so much for tuning in. How are you all doing this week? It's been some crazy vibrations in the universe, and we've had 4 planets in retrograde. I don't know about you, but my technology has been going crazy on me pretty much all week. In fact, I had a time where I was in the middle of a meeting with some customers, and my network just completely dropped. So fantastic moments. You got to love it. All from working from home. What can we say? But yeah, it's been kind of a crazy week. And along with that, kind of brought me to my topic for tonight. I posted something on my Facebook page, Julie Yeager Walker Medium. I don't remember if I posted this to Your Time to Shine or not. But if I didn't, I will be sure to do that after the show because it was it was just such a huge thing for me this week. And what it was is talking about acceptance. And what I mean by acceptance is really about self acceptance, accepting your own self. And what does that mean exactly? So, we really are from the time that we're little, we are always either indirectly or directly, we are taught to look for acceptance of ourselves outside of ourselves. This can look anything like, looking to your coworkers, to your boss, for that pat on the back, for the attaboy, great job. It could be from friends and family and loved ones, giving you that extra little, boost, that extra little attaboy, good job. Why is that really? I mean, why do we need to look outside of ourselves for acceptance? What we really need to be doing is looking inside ourselves, internally, accepting the person for who we are, accepting what we do on a daily basis, and knowing deep down in our hearts that we are doing the right thing. Every day, every minute, that we are doing the right thing, no matter how that looks. Just knowing and having that in, just in that frame, in that space of being okay with that. And so many times we aren't. We're always looking outside of ourselves for that. And I'm not saying, everybody needs a boost. Everybody needs to talk and everybody needs to have that time where people agree with them. Yeah, I understand where you're coming from. I understand that. That's not really what I'm talking about. I'm just talking about the place of looking outside of ourselves for acceptance, looking outside of ourselves for love. That's a big one too, is looking for that quote unquote perfect person. Yes, that's a piece of it. But really the journey starts when you start loving yourself and accepting yourself for who you really are. And that's when the journey begins. I want to read this to you. I actually found this, and this was one of the things I posted the other day on my website. And it's from Brené Brown. And if you don't know who Brené Brown is, I suggest you look her up. She is a marvelous inspirational speaker and has just amazing insight just to everyday kind of things. She has many books out there. She's got blogs, everything else. Her name is spelled Brené, and that's Brene Brown. And this is one of the things that really caught my attention the other day. The truth is, belonging starts with self-acceptance. Your level of belonging, in fact, can never be greater than your level of self-acceptance. Because believing that you're enough is what gives you the courage to be authentic, vulnerable, and imperfect. And I just thought that was just so, it was so fitting for kind of how my week had gone and some of the feelings in the cosmos that were going on. And so, again, the first step is really to start loving and accepting yourself. Because if you can't do that, it's going to be really hard for others to be able to convince you otherwise. So, next week, start working on loving and accepting yourself and see where that takes you. All right. Right now, we are going to head to the phone lines. We are talking to Belinda in Queensland, Australia. Hi. How are you?
Hi, how are you? Good,
I'm
thank
good.
you. Good, thank you.
What can we do for you this evening?
Sorry? What can I
What is it that you would like to know this evening?
I guess I would like to know if my daughter will ever be back in my life again.
Okay. All right. Let me sit with this for a minute and ask your loved ones to come forward and give us some answers to that question. So there's going to be just a little bit of silence as I tune in. So I'll be right back with you. So don't go anywhere. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, Belinda. So one of the first things that is coming through is yes, I do believe that your daughter will be coming back to you to have a relationship with you. It's probably not going to be in the time frame that you're hoping for. It's going to take a little bit of time. She's kind of on a journey of her own, a healing journey, so to speak. Actually, as I was tuning in, they were saying pretty much kind of what I was talking about just before you came on, about self acceptance and being able to love herself. Now, if you were to ask her that openly, that's not even on a conscious level that she's thinking about this. It's all very subconscious, but that's really what her journey is right now.
Okay.
And as a result, she's kind of pushing away and pushing everybody and everything out.
Okay.
I do feel like things are going to resolve, and that she will make her way back. But it's going to take a little bit of time.
Okay. Yeah. I guess there's grandchildren as well.
Okay. Yeah, she's really kind of on a self-discovery journey right now. And she just feels like it's not aligning with anything or anyone.
Okay.
She's a little worried about criticism for her journey, but that's really, I mean, if the two of you were to talk, that would absolutely not be what would be coming from you or your words. But there's this sense or this feeling of kind of like this criticism that might be coming from you or others, that she should be doing something else or something better. And so she's really struggling and trying to find her power within herself, to stand tall and say, no, this is what I feel is best for me and my family.
Okay.
Does that make sense to you?
It does, yeah. So the reception's a little bit funny, but yes, it does. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I really feel like things are going to come back around, and the relationship is going to be
Okay.
stronger than it was before.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's just a little bit of patience on your end, as hard as that may be, right? Um, so, Belinda, I don't know if you have contact with her right now or not. But if you do, just know that there should be a real open line of communication, maybe a little bit bumpy for a little bit. But if you can at least get that conversation going, I think that will help in all of this. So I hope that
Okay.
helps.
Yeah. It does help. Thank you. Yeah. A lot. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Is there anything else that we can do for you this evening? Next, we have Catherine in Des Moines, Iowa. Good evening, Catherine. How are you? Oh, um, it's interesting how when callers call in, that it has to do with very similar things that I'm talking about throughout the evening. No surprise that Spirit brings these messages through in preparation for us all sitting here this evening. So I always find that it's really fantastic what comes up. And when there is a clear connection between what we're discussing and who's calling in into the show at night. Like I said, everything is something and nothing is ever a coincidence. Everything is very much about divine timing when you are dealing with spirit and the universe and all the crazy things that are going on in the world. All is very much about divine timing and waking us up to whatever this new world is going to be. So I have to smile to myself every time something like this happens. It never ceases to amaze me at how all of this seems to coincide with each other. And so it's quite fantastic. So we've still got a couple of planets in retrograde right now, and it's going to continue for a little bit. One of the big ones is Venus, which doesn't go into retrograde very often, but it has everything to do with our heart chakra and everything to do with what is important to us and with love. And so just take this time over this next week or two just to be gentle with yourselves and to take that extra little bit of TLC because during these retrograde times, it's always a reflection on what it is that we need to heal, what it is we need to be aware of. And so retrograde really isn't always about a bad thing. It's more about self-reflection and what we need to heal. So remember to take some TLC over the next couple of weeks to kind of take care of that. Okay. Let's see. Next, we have Nikki in Tampa, Florida. Nikki, good evening and welcome to Your Time to Shine.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
Good. So what can we do for you this evening?
Well, I was hoping to have a medium session
Okay.
tonight.
Is there a particular question you had in mind?
A person that I would like to talk to, Jeff, but not any kind of questions, just to see if he can come through.
Okay. Well, hang on. Let me see if I can connect with Jeff and see what he has to say. So there's going to be just a minute of silence here, and then I'll be right back. Okay?
Thank you.
Okay. So Nikki, Jeff, he's a very he was a very suave, very dapper kind of person. Um, he has a beautiful personality about him. You two were very close.
Close? We were inseparable, yes.
Yeah, yeah, you were very, very close. Um, he's kind of giggling and saying he's around you all the time. And it's like I see two people walking down the road, and the guy is kind of bumping into the girl and making her kind of lose her footing, and it's all just in um, real easy, fun, uh, lightheartedness. He was he was a real joker.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, he just really has a fantastic personality. Um,
He did.
yeah, he says he's with you all the time. He's by your side all the time. I mean, your connection to him, even in the afterlife, is very, very strong. He says you're just a beautiful, amazing person. And you know what you are doing, what you are going through. Um, he just wants you to know that he's right there by your side every step of the way. And he says all you have to do is call upon him, right? Call upon him like you would call upon angels or anybody else to help you, to guide you, because he's here to really help you. Protection. I keep hearing protection, protection. And it's like I see big wings kind of around you, kind of enveloping you and protecting you. There's not much time that he's not around. I will say that. But he says, call upon him. If there's a question, if there's something you're struggling with in your life, it could be anything. He says, call upon him. He's here to help you and here to guide you in this life. No, he's saying, no question is too small or too medial. So he's saying, call upon him, use him. He'll guide you. There's just very strong energy around you and kind of interweaving with you. Hang on just a second. He keeps referring to a game that you guys would play together. It was a very again, it was very much just kind of a joking kind of way, kind of to keep things light, and not get too serious about things. That there's something that there was something in between the two of you with that, where you would play this little game and you would make that connection. And it was like at that point, no matter what it was, whether it was too heavy or upsetting or whatever, it kind of just melted everything away. Kind of just like put everything, into this, hey, come on, relax. It's not, chill out, relax. Everything's going to be okay kind of feeling. And he was definitely your rock, definitely your grounding. And I know that you've felt a great loss since he's been gone. Kind of a huge hole.
Yeah. That's for sure.
Yeah, he's showing me that he knows, there's that hole. And he's saying he wishes that he could fix that. He's tried so hard, but he knows that, it's not really that possible for him, with him being on the other side and you being here in the human life. But he has tried to kind of, fill that gap so that you didn't feel that hole, that emptiness. He just has so much love for you. And he's saying, never lose sight of the lightness of life, excuse me. Yeah, you have to take things seriously, he said, but don't forget you have to have fun. You have to have laughter. You have to have that lightness to keep you going.
Yeah.
So he's showing me like driving. Did you guys take a lot of car trips together?
Car trips? Yeah,
Yes.
we did.
Yeah. He's showing me kind of like top down in a convertible, kind of just sitting back and feeling the wind and the hair and everything, and just saying, yeah, this is good. This is a good life.
Yeah, we did have a lot of good times.
Yeah. He's saying, don't lose your sense of humor. He knows that you're going through kind of a tough period, but don't lose your sense of humor. It was one of the things that he really loved about you.
Yeah.
Yeah. He hasn't been gone for very long, has he?
It's been 4 years now, almost.
Yeah, still pretty recent.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Yeah, he just keeps saying, don't lose your zest for life. Don't let that bog you down. Always stay positive, and remember those times where we laughed so hard that we cried, he said.
Yeah,
And
it was easy when he was around.
Yeah, he says never lose sight of that. Yeah. A very beautiful soul.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. Well, Nikki, we are coming down to the last few seconds of our show, so I want to say thank you so much for calling in tonight.
Well, thank you. What was your name?
My name is Julie.
Okay, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I hope you have
You're
a
so
wonderful
welcome.
night.
Thanks, you too.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Well, that does it for us. Another Thursday in the books. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I hope you found this inspirational as well. Tune in to my new website at www.wingsofsoulswithjulie.com. Just finished up a couple really fantastic classes and going to be offering more in the coming months. So definitely check out the website for more information. And you can also reach me at Your Time to Shine Facebook page and Julie Yeager Walker Medium Facebook page. Have a wonderful Memorial Weekend, everyone, and we'll see you next week.
To A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome.
Time for Avid Advice Live with Fia Johann. Live from AvidAdviceLive.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is Avid Advice Live
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
There is somebody's mom here she directed to you right now?
Fia was actually channeling my mother.
I have her right now with me.
She passed away 3 years ago.
She says, forgive me.
Hearing from my mom was amazing.
What she told you before, 3 days before she passed?
That she loves me and that she'll see me soon.
She's directing me another woman in the room. Please.
My grandmother was my mentor growing up.
There's two women that directed by her right now. You and her. She's talking about the man that she was concerned, and she's still concerned, and she asked for forgiveness for that man as well.
The man that she brought forward to forgive, that's my brother.
She's telling you to stop being weak. Bring more confidence into your life.
You know, we're all at different points in our lives. We've all been through different experiences, traumas, excitements, joy.
She's proud of you. You're quick in something. You stopped something that was very hard for you to do.
You wouldn't think that 10 years ago that I was addicted to drugs.
She says, I'm proud of you. Continue.
I never stopped asking the universe to show me the way.
She's talking about your pain. Let it go.
I don't have to have that story anymore. I don't have to hold on to the story of my pain, of my past, of my trauma. Today, I can let it go.
Let it go! She said, can you forgive me?
Yes.
Say goodbye to all things that could stop you to succeed, to feel good, to connect with your soul. Say yes high.
Yes.
Loud.
Yes.
Louder.
Yes.
She's asking you, can you forgive that person? She's directing someone else. She's directing a man. She's directing someone. Can you forgive that person? Can you forgive that person for her? Loud.
Yes, I forgive him.
Why you do forgive him? She want to know.
I forgive him for myself.
You are worthy enough to do everything for yourself. Not for anybody else, for yourself.
I know that takes a lot from her, but she gives. And she gives and she gives.
She's asking you to be strong, to be powerful, to be connected to your soul. You don't need anyone's affection and approval to be perfect. You are already perfect. Believe in yourself.
Yes.
Just say, yes, I do believe in myself.
Yes, I do believe in myself.
Louder!
Yes, I do believe in myself.
Louder!
Yes, I do believe in myself. And I believed in her. We're all from Brooklyn, New York, so there was a very Jewish Italian community there where people's homes were open and they would intermingle and share their faiths, share their food.
She's talking about backyard. She's talking about the trees. She's talking about dishes. She's talking about the chicken. She's talking about the chair. She's talking about everything. Please direct her what she's trying to say.
Nana's house.
Nana's. My mom's house. We all lived together. I mean, they lived there with my mom and my dad. They were always together. We were always together. Always cooking. She actually made a better chicken parmesan than my mother.
Yeah, hers was better. But don't tell her that.
Yeah, don't tell my mom that.
Don't tell Nana.
There is a power in sadness. There is a power in pain. And the power comes when you overcome it.
Talking to her really, really helped me, I think. It's definitely gonna kind of just clear my mind of all the negative thoughts that I had.
My father, Congressman Ron Dellums, who passed away a year and a half ago, visited Fia.
Today was a day to remember Ron Dellums, who in 1970 brought to Congress an anti-war and anti-apartheid stance that was branded as radical and dangerous.
Oh my God. He's asking, do you remember my hand?
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember what I told you?
Yeah.
Do you remember why I told you?
Yeah.
Dellum's youngest daughter, Piper, is proud that her father became an early voice against oppression in South Africa, applying pressure that would one day bring an end to apartheid.
You said, take my legacy, take my mantle. You're the smartest person I know. Go into the world and heal the land and do it in your way.
You know, Ron never gave up. He never became bitter. He loved people.
This is not my hand, this is your dad. He wanted you to tell again, louder, louder, and clear what he told you.
I'm passing you my mantle. I'm passing you my anointing. I'm passing it to you. You're the smartest one that I know. Run. There's so much work to be done. Run, run, run and heal the world. And don't stop. Do it in your way. Run, baby girl. Do it in your way. So she's spoken to me like a sister, but also like an angel.
He said, I saw you when you cried in front of that candle. Why did you cry?
She's given me the faith and trust and support that was being given me by my dad before he left. So she's done this beautiful transition of allowing me not to feel the void of his leaving. I don't know where to go when I'm not speaking with you, or I just don't know how to feel safe in the world without you in it. In the area where I don't have a female in my life because I don't have a relationship with my mother and I don't have a sister. She has stepped in with the feminine to remind me that I am also loved and purposeful and beautiful and worthy, that I'm valuable.
It's not just me that tried to basically sending you messages and changing her. So she changed me in so many ways as well.
So our silly song goes this way. We are the key to do more than just let it be. The key to our destiny is in the hands of our humanity. Cause love is more than a philosophy. Cause we are the key.
We are the key.
We are the
but
key.
diamonds key.
Welcome back to the Global Entrepreneurship Initiative. I'm excited to introduce our next speaker, Ms. Fia Johansson, who's better known as the Persian medium and subconscious mind surgeon. She's a multi-talented motivational speaker, clinical hypnotherapist, and celebrity psychic medium, an author who works closely with law enforcement to help locate missing people and solve difficult criminal cases with detectives and as well as private investigators. Throughout her career, she's helped thousands of people identify personal roadblocks to help them truly believe in their own path to success, whatever that dream may be. Her greatest passion in life is helping others achieve their ultimate dreams and desires.